Virgo. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, Virgo. Hello. How are you doing? I hope everyone is safe and well. Virgo, before we hop into your reading, first of all, one announcement, which is if you would like to win the free private reading with myself in spirit, 20-minute free private reading, that is, please write something encouraging in the comment section below. You can do so here or over on Instagram at Universal Power Tarot, if you wish to do so, because what you have to give individually, personally, only you can give it. And there is another person out there or several other people that need to hear exactly what you have to say, what you're feeling when you hear me say these words or whatever resonates with you, right? And then you just put it down there and for the community, right? So yeah, good luck to you. All right. The second thing is, as I pre-shuffled all of your cards and set up the table, because I set up the table every time fresh. So what I was being reminded of, because I had that planned over there, there was a bunch of switching around, not really feeling right, having to switch this, lights on, lights off. There was a lot of that stuff going on, being cozy in the dark, then all of a sudden switching, not being cozy there anymore, but rather feeling like, where's the light? So it's not really, there's an indecisiveness and a feeling of not feeling good where you are right now, and some sense of I want to flee but not really deal with internal things, something like that, which is totally fine, right? I was just picking up on that. And another thing is, you know, in Thailand, I believe it is, there's this temple where Buddha statues are there's lots of, like, trees have covered the Buddha statues. It's really like nature has engulfed basically this beautiful temple, and some Buddha faces are really strikingly beautiful framed in trees, right? I think it's something Ankh, that temple, and it's in the middle of the jungle. And either you have been there before, my dear Virgo, or you're planning on or wanted to or saw recently pictures of it, then you'll know this is a message specifically for you, okay? And to pay particular attention because it's for you. Other than that, Virgo, it's a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. Please only, thank you, thanks, take what resonates, and oh wow, they really want to talk, and leave the rest behind, because that means, oh thanks, wow, they want to talk. It's like go time. Because it's for somebody else, right? You can reverse the placements. It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. I'm like, I have such a hard time focusing right now. My thoughts, and this has to do with your energy, it's like scrambled all over the place. There's a sense of needing to sort a few things out in your life here and bring like energetic order, emotional order, hormonal order. There's a lot of things that need to be balanced right now, but this can be achieved easily, and these are the good news, right? Because when we run around and try to fix everything on the outside, sometimes we truly do forget that the easiest way to fix these things, and lasting way to fix them too, is to go inside and to find that place of stillness, find that place of peace, okay? And the funny thing is, now they're drawing my attention to the action card, because these flew out in the pre-shuffle, and I'll post a picture of how they flew out over on Instagram for you to look at if you're interested, at Universal Power Tarot, and I'll read that to you. And it's funny that they're bringing up action now, since I just said silence and peace and center. So it reads, drop all fear and just do it. You have the power to create and be whatever you truly want. Look inside your heart and take positive actions in those things that bring you closer to achieving your desired goals. Nothing can stop you except your own fears. This card is positive confirmation from God and the angels that the time is right for you to start a new and exciting venture. Okay, cool. So, coming back to the peace and to the harnessing, right? Harnessing and bringing them back in order. There's a need for grounding here, right? To ground. I was thinking about doing a meditation. You can drop that in the comments. What do you think about that? The meditation that I use. I created it myself over time. So if you're interested, drop it in the comments. And I'm really thinking about doing that. It's for grounding. It's for recharging, and then to put a shield, like an energetic shield around you. That's what I do, like every morning, just to have that energy ball around me and be recharged and cleansed and all the good stuff, right? And that's what I feel here for you too. Yeah, just sort that out inside yourself. And the first card that is visible to me here is Temptation, which is the devil energy, Capricorn, right? Capricorn card. And that's like letting go of unhealthy attachments, and that very much looking for stuff on the outside is very much that, right? Instead of coming back to yourself, to center, because it may seem like the more difficult option when really it isn't. It's the easiest, but sometimes there's resistance within us. And now the first card, Six of Rods. You could be in a leadership position here, Virgo, but this doesn't have to be like a management job or like, I don't know, leading people on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever it is for you. It can also be just the leader of a family, right? And people are following you. People are looking up to you. This is highly victorious, something that is very, very prosperous, highly victorious. This is a card of leading by example as well. That's what I'm strongly getting with this, leading by example. And you work your way up. That's what I just heard. I saw like from I don't know the expression for this, but you know, in medieval times when like young boys used to serve knights basically, and they worked their way up, right? That's what I just thought. Although I don't think in medieval times that was possible, because it was, you had to be born into certain ranks here. Oh, that may have to do with that too. You may have really started out in a position that where it almost seemed impossible to reach that point where you are now. But regardless of that, regardless of what anyone told you, I'm just all of a sudden getting India and the system with the castes. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not entirely sure with the castes. So this is very specific, however, right? But there's a sense of being born into impossible circumstances, growing up under impossible circumstances, and then yet making it to this position, and then finding out that exactly because of those impossible circumstances, you are now exactly where you are, because this is very useful. These are very useful tools, right? And you are starting to either realize that right now, since we're switching to a different understanding. The energies are like collectively, they're switching so much. It is a different understanding that is happening about what we thought happened to us. It's rather switching into this all happened for us, and a different outlook on life and the highest good for everyone else. There's a true sense of interdependency, which is really you are me, I am you kind of a thing here, right? And the understanding that certain things just have to happen in our life. These are musts, and then we grow from them. This is the expansion that is happening. Eight of Cups. This is walking away from a person or situation that no longer served you. This could have been another person too that walked away from you. It doesn't have to be you that walked away here. What I'm getting is that it is indeed another person that walked away. This is strange because I've never had this card shown to me in a position where another walked away from me. From you, sorry. So this could be Soul Tribe, because it feels so near to you, right? So near and dear to you, yet they left. And they were in pain too. They were in pain too, but I'm feeling it's connected to the unhealthy attachments here. So maybe I have like a bunch of cross watchers here, cross watching for Virgo, trying to figure stuff out. Yeah. But this is strange because it feels, and also tying into I am you, you are me kind of a story, right? This feels like these two should actually be together, but somehow parted ways. Somehow parted ways. And this has to do with sorting out unhealthy attachments. And this can very well be in the realms of like divine feminine, divine masculine. Get stable yourself first and foremost, and then operate from that perspective and not try to get it from the outside so much, from outside relationships, right? Because that just doesn't work in the long term. It causes a lot of pain, okay? And in some cases it's wonderful and it works out, I would think, right? But from what I know, is it really does cause a lot of pain and heartache when really there's a different sense. And now I'm getting the sense of like really flowy kind of an energy, like how it's supposed to flow through us. It has to do with information that is flowing through us and that we then pass on into the world. And I don't know if that makes sense at this particular part in the reading, but I'm just channeling what is coming through. King of Pentacles. He is one who seeks stability, and not just seeks but has stability. But this is rather in the worldly realms, like really in the physical world, and this feels to me like being too rigid within a structure here indeed. This is tied to the unhealthy attachments as well. They're saying it's not a person. This is just a circumstance. So this, it's funny, I just got rigid thinking, rigid patterns, putting things in a box when rather, putting things in a box and trying to fit them in there, right? When rather it's like the flow, the flow. And the flow is like ever exponentially, so it can't be put in a box. And this might change for you too. You may feel like your own views of the world are expanding towards a more flow-like state rather than it's like that and it's like that, like a black and white kind of a thing, which it isn't. So the event of someone leaving you here, or and this doesn't have to be romantic, or something ending here, is really you're starting to switch the perspective on it. Yeah, your perspective of it switches. Is not just black and white. There are so many more facets, and when you let that flow through you, that's a different, much different understanding of the world, and your life is going to change so much with that perspective. Right. There's a lot of energy that has been moved around in your reading. Wow. And it's really kind of hard to contain that. Yes. All right. Thanks. Yeah. Yes, okay. So we have 5 cards, which we won't all read here. There's some for the extended as well. But again, you can check that out on Instagram as well, because I'll post all of those if you're interested. So you're starting out with the Woodward, or continuing your reading, right? This is very much, I feel, this position here. Very much this position. It has the number 11 breaking down to a 2, which can be about decision making, but it can also denote to the divine feminine, divine masculine. Yes, in both you have an animal with you. In the first you have a horse with you, in the second one you have a lynx with you that is guarding you. So to me, this is strong spirit animal stuff. So there's a bunch of meditations on how to find your spirit animals and how to connect with them. I really recommend you do that. If you have them already, that's confirmation for you. Yes, you are correct about that. Okay. Here you have the eagle in the background, which is about that higher perspective that you're going to come into if you haven't yet. That is so very beneficial to your life here, Virgo. The Woodward is someone who's really protective of whatever he or she is protecting, right? Yeah, and we'll make sure that harm stays away, either like from their realms, right? From their realms, whatever this is. In this case, of course, it's the wood for him. For you, it may be family, it may be a circle of friends. You're like, and that's kind of Leo-like, I feel, or maybe Aries-like the warrior's dance. It's like really making sure that only good is coming in. But the thing is, there's a switch again of perspective of what is good and what is bad. And this is interesting because it takes us very quickly, when we're on that thinking pattern, it takes us very quickly to unconditional love. Because there's a deeper understanding that is emerging here too about what is right and what is wrong, and how you view things, and all the viewpoints of other people too. There's a consideration happening here. A consideration happening. And for that, I feel you did quite a big amount of shadow work here. With the Queen of Bows with the hair here. The hair is always, like, to me in this card, is very attentive, very much like ready to jump away, to hide, and to run, right? But this one stays like in a gloomy kind of a state. That really reminds me of earlier when I switched off the lights, and of course knowing that you wouldn't be able to see the cards or anything else anymore. So, but that felt good for a moment, and that's that. You being in that gloomy kind of a state, and sometimes maybe even enjoying that a little bit, and then the feeling of having to get back out though again. Having to get back out. And again, like I said, huge amounts of shadow work were involved here for you, and very, very beneficial for you and your understanding. Because when we see shadow aspects of ourselves, we then, as soon as we accept them within ourselves, we also accept them within other people, because we can see it, we can spot it, we immediately know what's going on with that person, or we have an idea. Careful with projections, right? But we have an idea of that, and then there is compassion that comes out of that for yourself, first of all, because of the shadow work. You're just like, all right, I'm this and that, right? Whatever the shadow is for you, and then having compassion for that, because that will resolve as soon as we accept it and really look at it. That's the light being brought in, because we're shining a light on it, right? That's how this works. And then again, seeing it in the other people and having compassion, and for you to see them in their true colors. For you don't see what's placed in front of them, if that makes any sense to you. Because sometimes people just do that unconsciously. All of us, right? Also the ones, like, all you also, right? We all do. Me do. I do, right? Me do. I do. Everyone does this. So it's like we project something. And you are then, however, when you are clear on your own, I really hope I'm expressing this. This is so difficult for me to express right now, and I don't even know why. But this is like, you are seeing the other person. You are seeing the light behind that. It's not a facade. I keep wanting to say facade, but it's not a facade. It's just like their projections, and you can see behind the projection because you saw behind your own projection. Okay, so this is a true mirroring effect too. However, you're quite evolved here too, Virgo. So being able to see behind the projection and being able to see the divine light in others here, which is really, really quite gorgeous. All right, my dear Virgos. Fantastic stuff. If you would like to see more of what's going on here and would like to have a deeper understanding, you can follow me over to Vimeo. I just did a new trailer over there. You can check that out for free, of course, over there, to let you know a little bit more about the style of extendeds, like what they're looking like. And Also on Patreon, I just added a new option. If you want to book a private reading with me anyways, I really recommend you join Patreon, because I just put a new extra over there, which is 15% off of all private readings if you join Patreon. And that will allow you basically to get most of what you would invest for a Patreon membership back, right? And if you're booking like a 40-minute private reading, you get almost everything back. So that's basically a month free of Patreon. So if you're thinking about booking a private reading with me to get more clarity and more insights in your situation right now, I really recommend you look at Patreon first and then get back to me, all right? Links in the caption down below, as well as the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll either see you over on Vimeo or Patreon. And next time. Much love, you guys. Bye.